Welcome back again. This is Fox. Today we're taking a look over my gigantic oil factory. It's done. I've done two videos prior to this showing you the two main, well, the only two production lines I've got in here, which are converting oil to petroleum coke to steel ingots, making steel pipes and steel beams, and then oil into heavy oil residue into rubber. So I won't be going over in great detail what's going on inside today. I'm just going to be showing this off, really. Show you where all the stuff's coming from, and yeah, just have a good fly around. I will say I've had to turn off. There's a setting. I'll show you it. There's a setting which I usually have on, which is this: use experimental conveyor item rendering. It really helps with FPS. But for some reason, if I have this on and I look at this giant carousel here, the game crashes. So I have to have it turned off when I'm around here, and then I'll turn it back on when I get back to building other stuff. You can see we've got big stuff going on over there. You can just see it on the horizon. I've created the main bus, started producing stuff for my next big project. But yeah, what did I need for this? I needed 3,600 oil, which is coming from everywhere around here. You're going to have to excuse the FPS, as I said. When I turn that thing off, it makes the game a lot worse for me. So I'm using every oil node in this area. I'm also using a few a bit further afield to go through this canyon to pick up the rest. I've just created this simple pipe bus. I haven't made this look any better or anything, it's just as it is. So yeah, there's 4 nodes over here. Can't remember what they are. I think 2 impure, 2 normal. The rest are all around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a couple right down here. 8, 9. I think there's 15 oil nodes in total, and I've tapped into every single one of them, which gave me 3,600 oil. The oil was then, as I say, converted straight into heavy oil residue in the plastic processing ones. Heavy oil residue, byproduct of polymer resin. Then we're making plastic to turn into rubber using the recycled method. There'll be a link in the description to these videos going over this in great detail. As far as to say, everything's working perfect. Each one of these setup is making 900 rubber per minute. The steel ones, obviously I'm using petroleum coke from the oil to mix with iron to then turn into the steel ingots. So this train station is bringing in all the iron. I had 5 satellite factories making the steel ingots and then turning it into steel beams and steel pipes. Each one of them needed 1,200 iron a minute. So I needed 6,000 iron a minute, which is coming in on this train. Each one of these carriages has got 300. So 2 of these make 600. Then there's 20 stations. 20 times 300 is 6,000. You can see being unloaded now. You have no idea how long it took me to line this up so that symmetry was perfect. The outputs are on opposite sides. You can't do them back to back. It'd be nice if you could swap them around, flop, like reverse them if you like. I think there's a mod that does that back to back machines or something. So it would swap the output from right to left. So for me to line this up here and get it all looking as it does, which is dead in line with this dead central column, took me a long time. But it is perfect. Everything is identical. Apart from this little kink here that I've just noted, but I can sort that out later on. So yeah, the iron. As you can see, this train is going out into the Dune Desert. Yeah, 600. 1,200 per steel production factory, if you like, which meant I meant 2 normal nodes. Luckily, there was I think there was 12 normal nodes of iron out here. So rather than gathering the pure nodes and having to split it off to get the 1,200 to each, I just decided to use all of the normal nodes. Fucking autosave. I just decided to use all of the normal iron nodes in this part of the desert. Again, this train station for now is just floating. I need to decorate that later on. But I have got 10 normal iron nodes, all from this part of the world. And the autosave stops. can see, they're all being bussed into this train station. I don't really care about spaghetti when it's out here in this desert. I couldn't give two monkeys. I've just got it to this train station. Split each 600 line into two to deal with the output, the throughput because of the distance. I'm not too sure if it would have kept up with one with the 600, but I had the space over there. As you could tell, it's a giant project. So I'll split every 600 line into two carriages, so 300 going into each, and then it's merged together at the other end. So nothing crazy over here, just 10 normal nodes of iron. And then comes down the train track through the canyon. I decided to sink the train line underwater so that it looks like the boat is... the train is sort of like a boat bringing it in. I saw somebody else did this. I believe it was Dan P who did it in one of his videos, and I thought it looked really cool when the train comes in. That it's it doesn't look like a boat, obviously, but it looks more like a boat than a train when it's coming in at that sort of level. So yeah, the iron comes in. 20 carriages. Each carriage is merged together with another one, and it gets sent off to the steel factories. Nothing else to talk about really, apart from me just show you around. I put these glass foundations on the roof, as you can see, just to join the factories together. I didn't like the way it looked with all the gaps on the edge, so decided to join them together with the glass foundations on the edge. Everything's supported. Everything's supported all the way down to the bottom. You can see. I only need one water extractor for the steel setups. That's to turn the polymer resin byproduct into plastic. The actual plastic factories needed a lot more. I needed water for the blenders and also water for the polymer resin. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 water extractors for each of the ones doing the plastic. Nothing crazy on the inside. This is so fiddly. Any liquid that isn't a water is just a nightmare to deal with when it's coming out of blenders. Don't ask me why. It took me literally 15 hours to get these all running how I want, and they still struggle sometimes. Something ebb and flows, and sometimes I have to come back, pause the lines to let everything fill back up. Hey, crazy. Some of them have got 600 pipes to make it work. Some of them have got 300 pipes. I originally had everything like that. Like this one is working how I intended it to. All of the heavy oil resins merged together in one pipe, comes over, split in a loop, works through. This one's working perfect. I haven't had to do anything to this. We go to one of the other ones making the plastic. We'll see what I had to do to get it working. I've had to split it into individual sections. I've got this one main pipe coming along joining it together, but these 3 refineries are producing me enough for these. These 4 refineries are exactly clocked to produce me enough for these 3. Then the next 3 for these 3, these 3 for these 3. That's the only way I could get this working. I had to split this pipe at the end here, turn these into 300 pipes so that they all got an equal amount. Same with the fuel coming out of these blenders. These 2 blenders are clocked perfectly to supply the right amount for these first 6. I did then join the pipe through afterwards when it was all together, but I had to leave it running for a good 3 hours for everything to settle down. These 2 taking care of the next 6, and this one is overclocked to 170 a minute. I think it's taking care of the back 6. I've had to do that on quite a few of the plastic production facilities. I think there's only 1 or 2 where it's still running as I intended it with the main big loop. You can see again here it's split, split. Needs painting. See, look, this is still not working 100%. I've had to put pumps in and stuff. This was full when I left it over an hour ago. Now it's, I mean, it's on 95%. It's not stalling. But still, I like to see everything full. I like to see the pipe indicators full. Anyway, I'm digressing. Yeah, we've covered most of this in the videos that I've linked in the description. So the oil comes in. It all comes underneath and up this central spire. The FPS is going to take a massive shit now when I show you this. Here's all the oil. Comes in. The oil goes up. And then it runs down those spines that come from the centre to each factory. Look, we're at 7 FPS. Holy fuck. Nice. It's all the pumps and the belts. Yeah, so the oil comes up, goes down to each one, and then goes down the central column at there. It goes down that central column there, fed into the first set of refineries, and then everything flows right to left. When the goods are made at the back, they're coming back up. This, you can see. This is all the... Gets fed up, comes all the way back to the top. Comes down, and then it's split into this spiral. This is the main... This is what I wanted to achieve, this crazy belt spiral. If you can excuse the FPS. As you can imagine, 24 780 belts made in a spiral causes me a lot of fucking grief with the frames. But yeah, it looks super cool. I did have these supported on foundations, but I decided to delete the foundations and then support them belts off these just painted black pipes. Thought it looked pretty cool from underneath. Looked more like a carousel than it did when they were supported by foundations. This took me a long time to build. This took me about 3 or 4 hours to work this out properly. And then when they got to a height that I wanted to get them out, obviously they come round. FPS taking a shit. It's going to get better when I look this way. They're then being merged into 2 buses of 12. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3 is 12 and 12. 24 lanes. Again, for me to get this dead symmetrical and work out I was going to run past this central column took me a long, long time. This is then... Put these little guide wires on here to make this look like this was supported. I thought it looked pretty cool. This is then going to shoot along here up to the main bus. Most of it is going to go left. It's going to be processed before anything goes right. So most of this rubber is going to go left, be processed over here, and then it's all going to be sent this way till we get to the end of the bus down there, where I'm going to have the main factory making the thermal propulsion rockets when it's all finished. But yeah. Roof design looks pretty cool. All in all with this, turned out a million times better than I thought it would. I've aligned everything on the same grid. This is on exactly the same grid as my power production. It's on exactly the same grid as this. And this bus here runs pretty much east to west, as good as I could get it. West to east, sorry. It runs all the way from over here on the right hand side. I mean, we're looking south at the minute, so you can see on our right, our left, sorry, that's the Dune Desert over there. That's where I've done all this first processing. It runs all the way across the map from here to there, this bus. It's going to have satellite factories popped along all the way. I'm going to keep them nice and clean. We'll quickly fly over there now. But yeah, for now, that was me just showing off this oil factory. Link in the description to the rubber production and the steel production. We'll quickly fly over so I can show you what's going on over here. Turn the flying off because we sound like we're underwater. Turn it back on. So yeah, this is the main bus. Rubber's going to come along here. It's all going to shoot left. It's going to go on this outside lane. Shoot down here. It's going to be mixed with iron plates for the adhered iron plates. It's going to make smart plating. It's being used for a lot of stuff. So, yeah, this is where we're at for now. This... I forget what this is. Just finished this one. This was copper. Copper. And... circuit boards. So these are copper refineries. Everything's been made super clean. My sole mission from now on is to keep everything looking like this, super clean, all underfed. I might even not put roofs on these because they're looking so good. Everything is belted and piped from underneath. Everything's super clean. Everything lovely 90-degree angles, as you can see. These walkways above look really cool. It's just a way of getting up, walking over when I'm not flying. This one was iron ingots. This has then got to be turned into, well, this then has been turned into iron plates. Over there. Exactly the same method that I've used over here. Underfed with the walkways. Looks super cool. Looks so neat when you do it like this. I've never really had the patience to do it before. I used to just like get things done. This took me 5 times as long as it would have done normally to get it looking like this. So everything under here, super clean. Looks awesome. So yeah, my main goal, obviously my main goal is 40 thermal propulsion rockets a minute. But everything has got to be like this. Everything's got to be super clean. All the machines are going to be underfed. I'm not going to build multiple floors of stuff. If I need another platform, I'm just going to pop another platform in. All the platforms are going to be identical size. They're 31 tiles by 31 tiles. They're all going to use this method of getting stuff to and from the bus. These ramps belted up. These ramps belted up. I've still got to enclose this. A little water farm that can be expanded at the bottom there, as and when I need it. I'm pretty sure I've got enough water what I need for this whole project here, because I can recycle so much water from the scrap production. But yes, anyway, I'm digressing. That was my plastic factory. This is the start of 40 thermal propulsion rockets a minute. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up if you like this. Come join the Discord. Share your progress with our community. And yeah, as always, stay tuned for the next one.